Namaste guys! Welcome to my channel, and for today's video, I'll try to speak in Taglish or English as long as I can, because actually it's hard to put subtitles for others to understand, for the international viewers to understand. So with this video, I'm going to explain or share with you my experiences with regards to my travel to India, from the very beginning, from getting the visa, from the tickets, accommodations, and going through immigrations and everything. So yeah, just keep on watching. Okay guys, so actually I have my list here because during my travel to India, I really wrote here what I experienced so that I won't forget, and I won't forget, and so that I can share it with all of you guys. So first, okay, so I booked via Malaysia Airlines, and it is a connecting flight to Malaysia, and from Malaysia to Delhi. So from Philippines, it took us to Malaysia, it took us 4 hours. And then the hardest part is that there's a long layover which is for 14 hours. So yeah, so before that, let's go first with our how to get first the e-visa. So guys, I have this with me. This is my file organizer. Every time I travel, I always use clear books. So it's easier to find the files that you need to present to the immigration officer or check-in counter or whatsoever. So here is my sample of my Indian e-visa. So to get your Indian e-visa, actually this Indian e-visa can only last until 30 days. So if you wish to extend your stay in India for a longer period of time, you can directly apply to the Embassy of India here in the Philippines. Okay guys, so to get an Indian e-visa, you can go to their website www.indianvisaonline.gov.in. I will try to put somewhere here or there or down, I don't know. I'll try to put the link here. I mean the their website. So it's easy. Actually, it's one of my greatest fear. I'm actually kind of afraid at first, what if my visa will not be granted, or maybe is it hard to book or to get an e-visa. Actually, it's really so simple. You just need to once you go to the website, you can see there the details of your trip, your name, passport number, and city where you'll go to. So yeah, so it's actually just easy. You just need to input all the details, what they're asking. So after all accomplishing that, they will issue you an e-visa. Usually I got mine, I applied for it nighttime, and then I got it lunchtime the next day. So actually it's just really fast, but of course we can't guarantee that. Sometimes maybe it will take longer or what. So it's better to get your Indian e-visa. I mean, it's easier to get it as soon as possible, but not that early, because sometimes there is an issue. I mean, there is a part wherein I think you need to apply 1 month before, I think, because this is okay. And I'll tell you this story. So I got this is my Indian e-visa. Okay, so it's here. So once you get your Indian e-visa, your application ID will be given, passport number, application status which was granted, and then ETA number, nationality, visa type, service name, number of entries, and then date of issue means this was the day I was issued, which is September 7, 2022. And date of expiry is October 7, 2022. And then I paid for $25. So the tourist e-visa is valid for 30 days from the day of arrival. So it's just for 30 days. And then the activities permitted are tourism, recreation, and sightseeing. So yeah, And then, the requirements needed for this are your passport, your ID. I mean, like colored ID. You can just check it on their website, like what are the requirements needed. Okay, guys. So with regards to the trip, so like I told you earlier, guys, I booked via Malaysia Airlines, and the fare cost me 45,000 pesos. And I booked for me and my friend, so it took us 90,000 pesos. But it is a round-trip flight from Manila to Delhi. I mean, Manila to Kuala Lumpur to Delhi, and Delhi to Kuala Lumpur, and Kuala Lumpur to Manila. And that includes 35 kilograms of baggage and 7 kilos hand carry, and with meals as well. So the story is like this. Like, before the flight, originally our flight was supposed to be on the 7th of October. But then when I checked it 2 days before the flight, 2 days or 1 day before the flight, because usually I really check the bookings, whether it would be canceled or rebooked or whatsoever. I really do check that. So when I checked it, it was October 5. So it says there that our flight was canceled. So they're giving us an option to move it on October 8. So I didn't click it because our visa was only issued, our e-visa was only valid until the October 7. So we called the Malaysia Airlines customer service and asked for help. What will we do and everything. So like we were able to talk to four customer service attendants, and then like it took us, like the fourth one was the one who really helped us with the booking. So we told them our concern and everything. So they gave us an option to move it to October 6, which is earlier, which is okay for us because actually it's hard if we're gonna move it on October 8 because we will need to get a new e-visa, which will cost us another $25. So yeah, and when we I'm checking it. So when we were already at the airport, the system was showing, at the check-in counter, we were, when I gave them the ticket, here in the Philippines, they were saying that the system was still showing our flight was still on October 7 and not October 6. So me and my friend were panicking, like, no, it can't happen because we already have a copy of it. So how is that possible? So the girl that assisted us, she called Malaysia Airlines, I think in Malaysia, the contact in Malaysia, and then she explained it, and yeah, that's it. Like, it went okay, and we were able to go with our flight, which is on October 6. Okay, going on, so after that, we were kind of relieved, but I'm still kind of nervous. I told my friend that I'm still kind of nervous because we still need to pass through immigration, because of course, even though you put your baggage in the check-in and everything goes well, if the immigration won't allow you to enter, like, it's useless, right? So here comes my immigration story, and with my friend. So I was traveling with my friend. She's a first-time traveler abroad, and like, with me, India is already my 11th country to visit. So, but I have my passport renewed, so there's anything in my passport. And then it goes well. Like, the immigration officer just asked me how many days will I stay, if I book the return ticket, and I showed him my return ticket and then the accommodation, just simply like that, and I'm all done because me and my friend were at the immigration officer window at the same time. So I'm done. Then I'm looking actually at her, and I'm kind of nervous, like, oh my god, I'm really nervous about her, because of course if she'll be offload what about all our expenses and everything, right? So after that, I'm waiting for her. I passed by immigration already, and I'm at the waiting, something like waiting corner. And after that, uh, she messaged me. I messaged her. I said, Christelle, where are you? What's taking you so long? And then she called me, like, the immigration officer called her at their office. So, yeah, she was being questioned there. And I said, oh, okay. So they also called for me. And when I was there, it's pretty chill. The immigration officer just asked questions, but my friend was saying at first they're really like questioning her, because actually the trip was sponsored by me, and my friend has work, but the trip was sponsored by me, so they are asking like why did I sponsor her and everything. They're asking for proofs. So of course, what I did, I showed proofs. Like, it's like they're trying to find a way to make us, even though you're not doing anything, it's like they're looking for a hole, But of course, they won't find any hole, because uh, I am prepared, and everything is like there's nothing wrong with what we're doing. So yeah, it went well. So at first, my friend I made this is really important. If you'll travel with someone that you'll sponsor, which is this one, you will need a joint affidavit of support. You need to have it notarized, okay? So the joint affidavit of support, it states here my name and where I live, and that I am gonna sponsor my friend to her trip to India and then you will need to indicate the dates. Like with us, October 7, 2022 until October 21, 2022. And that I'm giving my support to, then the name of your friend, and yeah, that you're going to pay for her expenses and everything. And I just need to write my signature and stamp of the lawyer. So, and of course, the seal. The seal, it's important. So, this is so important. So, they ask for this. And, okay, and then after that, then when they're asking for that, they also ask me, like, what do I do? Then I told the immigration officer I have my own business. I have here my DTI, just in case if they will ask for it, but they didn't ask for it, so it's all fine. I also have here my certificate of bank deposit. Is this what they call this? Bank cert. I also have it here in case they will need to ask for it. And then they also asked for my itinerary. The immigration officer asked for my travel itinerary, which I have it here printed as well. So it's all here. And then the immigration officer was asking like, what's the credit card I used? And then I said, I used my friend's credit card because I don't have a credit card. And then she was asking, how will I know if you're the one who paid for it? Then I showed her the conversation on Messenger that, here ma'am, here's the proof that I paid to him, and this is his name, and because you can see it on the credit card. And then she asked me for the booking of the Airbnb. So I also showed her the printed one and the one on the website. So I said, okay. And then they asked for a photo of me and my friend, the recent ones and the old ones. So we also sent it to their email. And that's basically it. And my friends my friend is just filling out some form, like a case report, I think, or whatsoever. So yeah. And then the immigration officer was saying, good thing your friend is here, or else, of course, if they won't allow my friend, I also can't go, because I actually told the immigration officer, like, I always travel with a friend, and I mean all of my friends that I travel with, it's their first time traveling. Like me and my other friend, we traveled to Tri-City, Vietnam, Cambodia, and Thailand. That's her first country. With my another friend, it's her first time out of the country going to Thailand. With my another friend, it's her first time going to another country, which is Taiwan. So, yeah. all of my friends are first-time travelers and they are accompanying me. So I told that with the immigration officer that I always travel with a friend because I can't go alone by myself. So yeah, and actually we stayed there for 1.5 hours, I think. But I really thank the Lord for helping us because they were saying that there are really instances wherein they offload and they offload people and people were really crying. It's a dramatic scene there. So yeah. So after the immigration, we went straight to our gate and just waited for our flight. And yeah, we're now in Malaysia, but the problem is when we're in Malaysia, my friend has work the next day. So she needs to rest. And we don't have enough sleep yet, like maybe 2 hours, I think. And then we're planning to get a lounge, and then we said, oh, it's okay, let's just not. But at the end, we were looking for a lounge. Like this lounge was named Sama Sama. That's the name of the lounge. So we stayed there for 6 hours or 4 hours to rest. So at first, that Sama Sama lounge was fully booked. So we stayed there for an hour because the receptionist said that it's fully booked, but my friend saw my friend saw that there's an available room on the website or Agoda, I think, or booking.com. So she booked that and we paid it through GCash. And it cost us like 2,800 Philippine peso. And yeah, so we waited for 1 hour, and then finally, after a long day, we stayed at the Sama Sama Hotel. I mean, Sama Sama Lounge. So it was really good. That place was really so good and comfy and everything. So yeah, I'll show you some clips here somewhere, here or here or here or here. So yeah, so that you'll able to see those. And after that, our flight the next day to Delhi from Kuala Lumpur to Delhi was 6 a.m. I think. So we went to the gate early and we waited for our flight to Delhi. Oh, and by the way, with regards with the money, with the pocket money, I did some exchange, like from Philippine peso, I changed it to USD. So the exchange rate of 1 USD is equals to, during the time that I exchanged it, was 58.45. So I exchanged that. That was the exchange rate. And then, when we arrived in Malaysia, we exchanged also money so that we can buy some food. At first, they were saying the exchange rate was 12.88. Like, so 1 ringgit is equals to 12.88. That's what they're saying, but they were close. And then after, it's just kind of funny, like, because we were planning to exchange money, and then we asked how much is the rate of Philippine peso to 1 ringgit. So they were saying 12.88. And then they're saying, we'll just close for 30 minutes. And then when we went back there after 30 minutes, the exchange rate was now 14. So from 12.88 to 14. So like, why is it like that? So, well, we can't blame them. So yeah. And then the exchange rate from USD to Indian rupees is actually it depends on the money changer, but we usually exchange it for 82. I mean, like, $1 is equals to 82 or 83 Indian rupees. So that's the reason why I exchanged my Philippine peso to USD, because USD is so powerful. Like, wherever you go, I feel like it's always winner. Like, you can always have good exchange rate with dollar. So yeah. And also, of course, for the Philippines, we need to pay the 1,620 Philippine travel tax anywhere we go, I mean, internationally. So, I mean, like, in fairness, it's still the same after the pandemic. I mean, there's still COVID, but I mean, from 2019, 2020, 21, 22, it's still the same, 1,620. And then sharing again, one of my travel experience is the hand carry. You know what, guys? It's really so hard because every time I travel, I always bring many bags with me. Like when I travel to India, I brought 3 luggages with me, and then 1 hand carry, and then 1 backpack. So I just want to say that your hand carry should be in a trolley, because with me, the laptop is there, my camera is there, so it's really so heavy. So I'm just really carrying all of those. So it's actually really hard, and so it's better to just use a trolley. So with regards to the airplane ride, it was good, but there are times, like there was really a time like I was really praying because I'm holding my friend. I was holding her because the airplane was really doing like that, shaking and like that. So it's kind of scary, like, oh, I'm really so scared, even my friend. But overall, it was good. We slept, and there's a screen where we can watch, and yeah. And I also love Malaysia Airlines because they give snacks. I mean, of course, you paid for it, but unlike any other airlines that I fly with, they don't give them snacks, more snacks. Like, they just give a meal and they don't give any snacks. But with Malaysia Airlines, we're really so full. So I love Malaysia Airlines for that. And also, I think all of us should know or already know about this, that every time we travel internationally or anywhere that we're traveling, we should be really early, because like with us, we didn't anticipate that we anticipate that there will be a problem, but not that long with the checking in of baggage, right? It took us 30 minutes because there was a problem with the system, with our booking, and then with the immigration. So yeah, you really need to allot like 3 to 4 hours before your flight. It's better to be early than to be sorry, right? Or I mean, like they say, it's better to be safe than sorry, something like that. So yeah, that's one of the tip. We really need to be early. This is the story now from when we're landing in Malaysia to Delhi. So when we arrive in India, their airport is just so straightforward. You just need to walk, and then you'll see the immigration and the exit. So with the immigration, actually, they're not really strict. They just ask for the e-visa, and then they just stamp. They just ask, like, I don't know if they even asked me. I think they didn't ask me. They just look at the e-visa and then they stamp it, and that's it. That's why I don't know why is it so. I mean, like, they should be the one who is strict because we're entering their country, but it's always the Philippine immigration who's really so strict. But I don't have any problems with that because it's their job, so it's all fine. So we're done with the immigration, and we went out, and then we saw the stalls like SIM cards, internets. So the main problem there in New Delhi, I mean the Indira Gandhi International Airport, is it's not a tourist-friendly airport. You know why? Because there's no free Wi-Fi for foreigners. It's just for locals. Because when we were trying to connect the Wi-Fi, there's a Wi-Fi, but you will need an Indian SIM card. So we were like, I was like, how will we have an Indian number? We don't have any SIM card yet. So the hard part is that, so okay, we tried and everything. So we tried calling our friend with actually this one is free service with their telephone. But then there's, okay, actually I don't know, but there are really lots of scammers waiting for us there in Delhi, inside the airport. Like he's an employee of that telephone booth or telephone company, something. And then he was there to assist us. And I thought it was like you can just give him any or how much or anything. So we gave him like 100 rupees or 150 rupees. He was demanding for 300, but we didn't give him. We really said no, just 100 or 150. Then, okay, so after that, it's all done. So, we got our SIM card in Airtel booth. The hardest part is that we still can't use it, so it's hard for us to book. So we just told our Airbnb host to book for us. And then with the SIM card, because you will buy the SIM card, it's actually so cheap. It's just 300 rupees for a month already. And you have 2 gig of data per day, and it's free calls and free text. But then, your SIM card you need to register your SIM card, and it will be activated by 7 p.m. But during that time, it was only 2 p.m. So we were saying, how will we use this? How will we use that? Like that. So it's really a struggle. So with our Airbnb, since we don't have internet, I don't have any connection with my Airbnb host during that time. But like, we booked through an airport cab, which is like the legit ones, not the ones not falling in line or the guys calling you, hey, here, go there. So we booked that, and we paid for 850 rupees, and we stayed in Kalkaji in Delhi. So yeah, but before that, this is kind of funny because we're already outside the airport. I was doing some videos to show the outside of the airport, and then there's this guy, a scammer, told me, oh, a small camera. And then he was saying, and I said, yeah. And he was saying, but it's not allowed to take video in the airport. I said, in the airport? How is it not allowed? From what I know, it's okay to film at the airport, especially you're just outside. And he was saying, maybe if the police will see you, they will fine you. Then I just followed him because, of course, it's my first time. But I don't really believe him. But it's better to follow, right? Because I don't like any fines. I don't like to pay for anything. And I said, okay. Then after that, there's this guy eyeing us already, and he saw me and my friend carrying a lot of things. So he was like, I'll carry your bags. And I told my friend, no, get your bag. My friend at first, she was like, okay, she'll give it. And I said, no. Then I think she got already on her senses. Then she was saying, like, no. And then they were holding hands. That's why she's really so angry at the guy, because he kept insisting that he'll help us or whatsoever. Then we really said no, because they will ask for money in return. Like, they will ask for bigger amount. I mean, it's okay to give because they're helping us, but I just don't like that people are always asking something in return with exchange of showing their kindness, even though it's fake. But it's really so hard. So yeah, so we were able to enter the cab. And what I noticed on the cab is that in India, it's like they don't like opening the AC. I don't know why. Actually, at first I thought there's no AC or air conditioner. But it's just that, I don't know what's the reason. Maybe you will just need to tell them that, hey, Baya, can you open the aircon, the AC? But most of our trips in India, I mean, every time we ride an Ola or Uber, the AC is always off. So yeah, and most of their cabs are dirty. So, but it's fine. There's no smell. So in fairness, it's just that it's not that clean, but it's all good as long as it doesn't smell. So, and also my observation in India is that every time we're gonna book for an Ola or a cab or an Uber, it's really so hard to pin a location. Like, you'll pin this location, but they won't go there exactly. They will go to this side or this side. So it's a struggle for us. So like with us, every time we're going to our Airbnb, we just put a different address, and then that's the exact location where our cab driver will get us. It's not the exact place that we booked. I mean, it's not like this is our place and then we'll pin that place and then the cab driver will arrive there. It's not like that. You will need to really explore or like play around with the addresses or the place. So yeah, that's one of the struggle there. Pinning of location. And like this is really so true. I really but I'm missing this part. I miss this part in India. Like a lot of warnings there. Beep 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 beep. I noticed that Indians doesn't have a long patience to wait, like on traffic, right? Of course, we don't like traffic, but I mean, like, for example, there's a cab in front, and then there's someone at the back, and then someone will just enter the cab, or you know, it's kind of taking them not that long time, but and then the car at the back will beep 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 beep, something like that. It's like they don't have any patience, which is actually true according to my Indian friends. So like, so everywhere you go, you can always hear their beeps, the hornings, and everything there. And also, what I noticed in India is like, Indians really do stare a lot, especially guys, especially to foreigners, because with me, I really do get a lot of stares. And, you know, but it's fine with me. I don't feel uncomfortable or what. I'm fine because, of course, I don't look like them. And like, yeah, it's actually fine. There's nothing really something. And especially, I'm also holding my small camera, so maybe they're curious what it is and everything. So I'm okay with those stares. And also, I've experienced that it's also true that Indians like taking pictures with foreigners, because I've encountered that maybe a lot of times when I went to Qutub Minar, I think 10 or 12 people took photo with me. And then when I went to Taj Mahal and when I went to Agra Fort, oh no, not Agra Fort, Red Fort, people are also trying to take photo with me, but my Indian friend doesn't want me to. They're saying no, 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 no. I don't know with them. They're like my bodyguard, so I feel like a celebrity actually. So thank you, India, for that experience. But I'm actually fine with it. There's nothing wrong with it for me. For my side, there's nothing wrong with it. It's okay. And also, guys, one of my tip is also, in every country you go to, always check what type of adapter do they use. Because with me, I always do that with Japan, Korea, because sometimes they have different types. So with India, I really checked it. So I asked my friend what adapter do they use, and I bought this one. I got this one from the online Shopee. So they use this kind of adapter, like 3 ends here. This one and this one here. And it says here India. So yeah, I got this for 650 pesos, Philippine peso. So this is really so helpful for me. This is 250 volts. So you really need to check, okay, because sometimes it will be useless. You will need to buy or ask for other people to if you're maybe checking in on a hotel, maybe they will provide, but with others, I think I'm not so sure. So it's better to just be prepared and bring an adapter, okay? And also, guys, because every time I travel, I always get my memorabilias, if you can say that, or like something to remember in every country I always buy Starbucks merchandise, like their mugs or their tumblers, like what is written in the country, like for example in India or Delhi. So when we roamed around Starbucks in India all over, in Delhi, in every Starbucks that we visited, they don't have any merchandise of like New Delhi or India. They only have the normal ones that you can buy it also in your own country, which is the Philippines. So what I did is I just ordered it online in what's that? Tataklik, I think. Tataklik Luxury. I kind of forgot. So yeah, I ordered it from there. I got 3. I got one India ceramic tumbler, which is the tiger, I think. And then the second one is the India, which is a normal tumbler still. I think it's a stainless steel. Then the last one is the I think. The one with the Delhi. It's a mug. So if ever you wanna purchase something, just order it online because they don't have anything in Starbucks. I also checked it on the airport and there's none as well. And also, every time I travel out of the country, I always purchase t-shirts. Like, I love India, I love Korea, I love Japan t-shirts. So, like, we went to their biggest, I think it's their biggest, like, cheap shopping, which is Sarojini Nagar Market. We were roaming around and asking, like, where can we buy this? I love India t-shirts. And then they say, oh, there's nothing here. At first, we don't believe it. But then we discovered that you can only buy it in Janpath Market. Like the keychains, like India keychains, I love India shirts, and everything, you can buy it from Janpath Market. It's really so nice. Actually, that we discovered Janpath Market because we were in Lajpat Nagar, I think, Lajpat Nagar Market, and we were buying some like statues of the gods. And then my friend was asking the vendor, like, Abaya, where can we get or where can we purchase the I Love India t-shirts? And then there was this Indian girl. She heard their conversation and she was saying, no, you can't get it anywhere, only in Janpath Market. So me and my friend, we went to Janpath Market the next day, the following day, which is true. We were really able to get it from there. And of course, you really need to ask first, or like, don't buy it yet. Just ask for how much, because the first time we asked the old man, he was saying it was like 300 or 400 rupees, which is kind of costly for us for a t-shirt. And then we roam around, and of course, we finally discovered the three old men. They're so nice. So we just got it for a cheaper price. So we bought a lot. Me and my friend bought a lot of I Love India shirts, and we also bought the keychains and coasters. And also, guys, before going to India, when you're presenting your flight tickets and everything, you need to fill out the Air Suvida form. The Air Suvida form is like where you'll write your name, your flight number, your nationality, passport number, date of arrival, country of departure. And here, because they need to know if you're vaccinated or not. So, yeah, are you fully vaccinated? Yes. And then the location, and then the dates of your vaccination. And, yeah, you just need to put them all there. And that's it. And they will need also, they also need your Vaxcert, which, of course, you can download it from which country are you from. Like with me in the Philippines, so I just got it from the website. So yeah, this is the Air Suvida form. You need to fill this out before your flight. It's fine. And of course, the Vaxcert here in the Philippines, Vaxcert PH. So you just need to input there your dates of vaccination and of course, your name, and then the vaccine brand. And it says here, I have 3 vaccinations, like 2 dose and 1 booster. And also, for those people who's gonna bring some medicines, usually they ask for a, what do you call this? What do you call that? They ask for doctor's note or something like this. So you need to show them this one. But with us, we actually had this, but they didn't ask for it. But actually, I think it depends. Because the medicines that I brought were just for headaches, LBMs, so just for emergency purposes. But I have no maintenance or whatsoever. And also, guys, for once reach the Philippines back again, you will need to fill out a form, which is like for the quarantine something. It's not a bit of a hassle. It just takes kinda a long time. So you will need to fill that out. So actually, when we were falling in line to put our baggage from Delhi to Malaysia, they were asking for that. You need to fill it out on your phone. It's actually just easy. And also, since we we have a connecting flight to Malaysia, you don't need to pass any immigrations already. You just need to just wait for your flight and go directly to the gate. Because before, way back 2015, me and my friend, when we went to Thailand, our connecting flight was in Malaysia and we entered the immigration as well. So it's kind of good because we had a stamp in Malaysia. So, but now I think they changed it so it won't that be much hassle because of course we won't be touring Malaysia. So why will they still need to? Why will we still need to go to the immigration, right? So it's a good part that they remove that. And also, since like I told you guys, I always bring a lot of things with me. I bring a lot of baggage. So with me, every time I travel, I always have 40 kilos with me, and then going back, I got another 30 kilograms. So it got like additional 30 kilograms in Malaysia Airlines cost me almost 6,000 Philippine peso. So that you just have an idea if ever you also want to add a baggage. And I think, you know what, I asked a customer service with regards to the additional baggage. Actually, I don't know why they were saying it was 8,000 something plus or 12,000 something plus, but when I check it by myself, it will only cost me 5,000 something, 5,800. So it's better to just book it by yourself and just don't ask a customer service. Just ask the customer service if ever there are just changes on your bookings, just that. But don't ask for the fare. If you're gonna book, just book it by yourself or something because it's pricey. I mean, like, I don't know why is it more expensive if they're the ones who's gonna book it. So yeah, that's just my observation. And also, I noticed in India, I don't know why, I feel like it's unfair because if, every every place we go to, like, there are different rates for foreigners and tourists. Like, when we went to Hauskas village, the entrance fee was 300 for foreigners and 25 for Indians, which is like, it's okay to have a higher price for foreigners, but not that much. I mean, maybe just make it like 100 rupees or something. And then also in Taj Mahal, it's also so costly for foreigners, which is like, I don't know why. What is the reason? Can you please explain it to me, guys? Why is it really so much more expensive? I mean, it's okay to make it like higher, but not that much, because I feel like it's too much. Because here in the Philippines, we only have one price for all. Like, whether you're a foreigner, you're a local, it's just the same. So like, my total experience in India is really so awesome. It's really so good. At first, like, because our perception of India was like, it's scary, it's dangerous, like, it stinks or it smells bad. So with me, like, I feel like we must not judge any other country because, because who are we to judge, right? I mean, of course, people judge easily because when we heard something or what. But for me, I feel like you should go to India before judging India first. Like with me, so guys, you know it, go to India for you to experience India. And with regards to I love India because it's so cheap in India. I mean, like, the groceries are so cheap. Everything is so cheap in India. But I think if you're gonna buy for a branded ones, I think it's more expensive in India than the Philippines. But if it's like India made or anything made in India, it's also cheap. Cause like, I've been so addicted with their lace. Like, it's super cheap. Like 30, there is like 15 rupees worth of lace, 20, 25, 30, 35. So it's really so cheap because lace are so expensive here in the Philippines and of course in the US because it's imported. I noticed that it's so cheap in India. That's why I feel like I want to go back in India every year, something like that. Because, India is really a nice place. Like, it's not a boring country. Like, there's a lot of things going on. You won't get bored. So, that's the reason why I love India. And, like, also in India, right, they were saying that it's not safe. Of course, I mean, like, my Indian friends are telling me that don't go out after 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. because it's really dangerous. I mean, it's not safe. They're saying it's dangerous. It's just not safe. But with me, from my thinking, it's really not safe to roam around at night anywhere you go. Because, of course, there's always danger everywhere. So, what we need to do is just need to take care of ourselves, right? So, yeah, that's just it. And I really enjoyed my stay in India. With regards to the food of India and the Philippines, because me, I grew up loving Indian foods, Indian cuisines, and like Persian food. So we're used to that strong scent that they have with their food. So it's fine with me. I love it so much. Actually, guys, my favorite Indian foods are Hyderabadi biryani, and then masala dosa, paneer butter masala, kulfi, and what else are my favorite? Oh, I have pani puri, of course, and my new favorite, which I discovered, is the aloo tiki chat. It's just like actually a hash brown with just a sauce, so it's really so good. And also, like, I also noticed that Indians have a strong personality. Like, I noticed it while I'm observing them. I mean, like, they are so straightforward, because us Filipinos in the Philippines, we tell things in a nicer way. Like, because this is just what I experience from my observation, guys. So, like, I just noticed, like, with Indians, they will tell you the things that they want to say. They don't care about whatever you'll feel. So, yeah, they're so straightforward. But us in the Philippines, we Filipinos, we don't sugarcoat it, but like, we just say it in a nice way. Like, if you want to say something, we don't directly say, oh, you look ugly, or like, you don't look good. We will rather say, oh, there's something wrong, I think, with, we don't, because we Filipinos, we always like, we care for what the other people will, we care for the other people's feelings. I think it's just like that. I don't know. That's just my observation. So, what I also noticed in India is that every time we go to a gasoline station, we always need to go down. Like, outside the car, we need to go out. Because here in the Philippines, we don't need to, like, we're just staying inside the car and our engine is still open, and sometimes we're still using the phone. So, I don't know what's the reason behind that. They were saying that because it might explode. So, yeah, that's just also my observation. And that's the time when we went to Taj Mahal, to Agra. We rented an Ola. So, we went to the station, I think 3 times. So, we went out of the car 3 times. And I was saying like, I'm so tired and everything. And also, guys, I noticed that it's really true in every country you go to. Once they know that you're a foreigner, they will really charge extra. But of course, they can't fool me. They can't fool us, because we're from the Philippines. We love haggling and everything. We like cheaper prices too. So, they can't fool us. So, of course, the strategy is always like, they will give you a high price. And then, they will say, okay, your price. Then I will give them my price. Then they will say, no, I cannot. Then my strategy is, I just walk away. And they're the ones, okay, madam, what's your price? And then I will give again my price. It's just basically like that until I get the price that I want. Because even though I like something, I like to purchase something, if I won't get it with the price I want, I won't buy it, because I know how to measure. I mean, not measure, but by the looks of it, we know how much it costs, right? Especially if it's just a night market, of course it won't be that pricey. So if it's inside the mall, of course the quality will be higher, so it's actually fine. But if like it's in a night market or cheap shopping, of course, you really need to haggle because they will take advantage of that. Because even though sometimes they are not, even with locals, they really charge extra too. So you just need to just haggle. So guys, that's it for my video. That's all for my experiences and for my journey going to India. And I hope you get something informative in this video or whatsoever, because I just want to share it with you guys, because we know that most foreigners, I mean, like in the Philippines, not much Filipinos are traveling to India. They only travel to India if they have an Indian fiance or boyfriend or husband. But like usually for girls, especially if you're a girl, Filipinos don't usually travel to India, as like they were saying, it's not safe. But yeah, when I was in India, I totally felt safe. I never felt any harm or anything. But so thanks for our Indian friends there in India. You really made our stay so memorable. And yeah, hope to see you guys again soon. So thank you.